So what are the facts, the situations where you would see undue influence occurring?
That's good to ask. So there are just a variety of factors, one being kind of just the victim or the person themselves and just how vulnerable they are, that being, age or their physical condition, their mental cognition, mental capacity. Typically elderly clients or disabled clients are more vulnerable than a normal layperson. The authority that the influencer, and influencer is a term unrelated to a social media influencer.
That's social media.
Talking about the bad guy, right? So bad guy influencer. So the authority that they have, for example, a person in a position of power, a caregiver, somebody managing medications, a relative who's taking care of the day-to-day, or even as far as a person of a position of financial power. Financial advisors, lawyers, unfortunately.
It's mostly, friends, family members, social contacts, but it could be a professional relationship. Yeah.
Absolutely. Realtors, somebody's in that position and somebody who they trust as well. Also, some of the actions. So if the person is isolated, doesn't have any friends, a person controls their finances, some of those things. And if the actions are really not in the best interests of the victim, we would know, it's just kind of when when you're giving away all this money to a caregiver and a caregiver's family, it's not rather than their.
Yeah. When you have your own family and you're choosing instead to leave money to your caregiver's family. Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of older adults, it's not uncommon, do become sort of dependent on another person, whether it's that person does their grocery shopping for them and oftentimes I'm just going to say, the oldest daughter, we see that a lot. It's not necessarily, we're not necessarily accusing all those people of undue influence. It's just that those are the facts that tend to point to the possibility of undue influence.
Right. Absolutely. And, you just hit on a really good point, is that everybody's going to be influenced in some way. Right. My fiance will influence me to make certain decisions, but when that decision becomes undue, and unnatural is when it crosses over between normal influence compared to undue influence, where that person normally would not have made that decision, but for that influence.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcounsel.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.